Okay, here we are, Pete Colombo, your weekend warrior. It's actually a Monday, and you see by the sun in my eyes. It was snowing yesterday, but today it's real good. So when we do that headlight restoration I was talking about, this is my neighbor's car. It is a Nissan Maxima, and I'll show you what we're up against here. So take a look at this. Okay, already raised the hood, taped around what's left here. That way save a little bit of tape raising the hood. As you can see, the headlight lenses are yellow. Yellow there, yellow there. And this is what we're going to work on today's project. Got a kit here by 3M. And this is a nice kit. Rather than using one with the Powerball, it makes kind of a mess. Simple kit by 3M. It's got the different grits of paper. There's a little hand disc we're going to be using to sand it down with, and then we will finish with the bottom end with a bead of rubbing compound that's in the pack here. That size of a quarter on there on the end of the pad, and that's what we'll finish with. So we're going to start with dry sanding. Oh, what is that? It's a spaceship? Oh no, that's that headlight lens. Look at that, huh? Not bad for a finished product, huh? And let's look at this one. Before and after, huh? What a difference, huh? See, that's where you take care of your neighbor. Charge them nothing for the left, and you charge them 20 bucks to finish it off and do the right. I'll give you a step-by-step breakdown of this one. Show you a shot after each layer, okay? So we're gonna start with the 500. I'm gonna do that, like I said. Start swirling till all the dust is gone and quits dropping dust, and you know you're done. I'll show you this, what it looks like when we're done with this cut of the 500. Okay, so this is the final from the 500. See, now I'm putting it across there. Nothing else is coming off with the sandpaper. So it's done cutting. Now see what that lens looks like. It looks foggy, but it's not a yellow fog. It's more like a white fog. So now we're going to step on up to the 800. And I'll finish with that. You see how much clearer it starts getting with each step. Now we're going to start with the 800. Okay, so this is going to be a finer. So it's going to start cutting it down the next level. Okay, so you start to see the dust start coming off already, right? So we're going to continue cutting with the 800 until we can, you know, another 3 or 4 minutes here, so you're not getting any dust at all. Okay, spent about a good 5-6 minutes with the P800 here. As you see, I'm moving it around. It's not really picking up any more dust anymore, so we're done cutting with that. You see the headlight starting to show a little more clearness now. That's the 2 steps of the dry sanding, the 500 and 800. Now we're going to move on to the wet sponge with the 1000, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so now we got, this one's actually a sponge. It's we're going to wet sponge 1000. So we're going to put some water on it, on the lens, and we're going to put some on the pad here. We're going to start working this around till we're done with that. I'll show you what it looks like after the 1000. Okay, that's what it looks like after the 1000. Okay, so you can see it's definitely getting clear. Let me wipe that down, get a little better shot at it. Okay, starting to clear up a whole lot. Now we're going to go with the last step. It's a 3000. I might have said 2000 earlier, but it's a 3000 grit wet sands. Feels like there's barely a texture on it, but it'll do a pretty good job. I'll show you that in a minute when we're done. We're going to do the same thing. Keep it wet, like the last wet sponge, and keep it moving. This is the final steps of the 3000 wet sponge. And we're just gliding across. We're not getting anything else accomplished here. You see how it's starting to look? Oh yeah, it looks like it's almost quit now. Call it a day. But we're going to do the rubbing compound steps next. And that'll brighten up that dull looking clear shine. Now for this last section, you're going to take the bottom end of the sponge here. I'm using the grit on the other side. The bottom of the sponge is now going to become the polish applicator for the rubbing compound. Like I say, we put like a dime size amount, dime, nickel, whatever you want, and work that into the lens. And I'll show you that, what it looks like when we're done with this. This would go pretty quick, probably about 2 minutes. Okay, here we are. How's that look, huh? Pretty good, pretty good. Looks like the other one. Let me flip it that way, get a better shot. just like the day it was made, right? There's a happy car owner, Mr. Hoffman.
Right.
Hey, yeah, you owe me 50 bucks. The left light was free, but the right one cost you 50. So now he's going to run me out of here. He didn't know I was out here doing this car. He sent the cop by. The cop was getting ready to hit me over the head, give me a wood shampoo. But anyway, so that's what it looks like. So you say, oh, great, I'm all done, right? No, one last step. Of course, I have to get all the tape off. You got to remember to put wax on, wax off on your plastic lenses, just like you do your car. Otherwise, you'll be right back here in probably a couple years when it oxidizes again, doing all this all over again. Okay, so I'll show you, tell you a little more about the material once I get back in the house. Okay, let's take a look at a couple different options you can use. Okay, the kit I just used, it's a small kit here by 3M Headlight Restoration Kit. This is what I just used. It's got the simple basic necessities, the little foam pad, the grid on one side, 3 different size papers. There's a good assortment that came with the kit of those. However, there is only just one of the Sponge 1000 and one of the Sponge 3000. So rinse them out though, keep them rinsed out while using it. They're still good. I've done, let's see, that would be 2 sets of headlights now. All right, and it comes with a couple small packs of 3M rubbing compound, but it's a nice kit. It's only about 17 bucks, okay? I used this kit before, with Mothers, and it's got the Powerball. This is okay. It does same thing. It's got sanding sponges with step 1, 2, step 3, step 4. Of course, the 4 different grits being heavier and working your way fine. But these wet sand the whole time, so not a bad idea either. Of course, the final step was using the Powerball, or the foam ball thing here on a drill, which to me, you know, by the time you put the polish on there and got it going, just spun it all around and made a mess. And I like the better idea of just putting the product right on a foam pad, or any foam applicator for that matter. And that's what I want to talk to you about next. You know, if you don't want to do that, you saw me wet sanding the bumper on the last project, and you can certainly buy 500 grit sandpaper, then go to 1000, 2000, and just wet sand. You can buy this fairly cheap at Walmart. You know, the sandpaper you wet sand with, and then when you get done doing that, you just use regular old terry cloth or whatever, and I use this rubbing compound when I polish out the paint, and that's basically doing the same step here. A little bit of rubbing compound, do that, and then finish with if you want, for polishing compound if you want, and old tire shine bottle is full of water to keep the paper wet, and finish with, of course, the car wax. Any car wax to wax the lens when you're done, and masking tape the mask off around the headlight lens so you don't mess up anything else. So gives you something to look at, things to consider, but doing it yourself will certainly be a cheaper option that you can probably get a lot more done with a whole lot less money. All right, that's my tip for this week.